Life moves fast. One day you're a kid dreaming of being a footballer, a pop star, or even owning a tiger. The next thing you know, you're wondering, should I get this air fryer? Maybe a Dyson vacuum's a good idea. All because that's what adults do. Along the way, have you ever stopped to wonder, am I doing okay financially? Am I ahead, behind, or am I average? Let's take a trip through time and find out just that. Welcome to adulthood, also known as your early 20s. Money comes in, but goes out just as fast. The average UK earnings from 18 to 21 is around about £22,900, which to me seems like an awful lot. I was earning far less than that, but that shows how old I am. My first job was about £13,000 per annum. And that's with an average savings of around about £3,600 and a net worth that's hovering a little bit above zero. If you've gone to university though, it is very likely that your net worth might actually be negative. At this stage, all your money is going out on things like rent, your student loan, experiences, night out, travel, festivals, and if you do have a net worth, that net worth is probably made up of some very small savings and maybe a used car and your laptop, so nothing major. And most of the income at this stage in your life is coming from your first job, which is probably near enough to minimum wage depending on where you sort of start. As you move on to your early 20s, this is where things really start to take shape. You might start focusing on your career growth and saving for a house deposit, or even think about settling down. At this time, the average salary is about £31,000 with a savings of a little over £5,000 and a net worth somewhere between £20,000 and £40,000. At this stage in your life, many people start contributing more to pensions and investments and possibly looking at buying that first house. So the net worth breakdown would look like a mixture of savings, your first property, a little bit in your pension, and potentially some investments, with your major liabilities being your mortgage, if you have one, still your student loan debt, and most likely credit card debt or car loans. You probably have a full-time job by now, or you're starting your own business and might have some side hustles on the go as well. Once you move into your 30s, this is where you really find your feet. Maybe by now you bought your first home, you're settled in, and you've got your long-term career path locked in. The average salary now is about £36,000, with the average savings hovering just around about £3,500, and this is because you've likely used most of your savings to purchase a property or to invest in a business. Your average net worth, however, has gone up to around about £50,000 to £80,000, and this is largely down to your property. So if you're average at this stage, you might be balancing your mortgage payments, your wedding expenses, and or childcare expenses, and they all seriously add up. The income will be coming from a much more stable career path now. You've probably had a promotion or two, and you might have some side income coming in. This is a decade where the financial habits you make can make a real impact. If you haven't started saving or investing at this time, now is the time to start doing that. In my 30s, I was way behind this. I had bought a house, but it was a very small flat in Portsmouth. We didn't have much money coming in. I was still on under less than 20,000 until right into my sort of mid-30s. By that time, I'd only just really got an idea of what I wanted to do with my life, which was property finance and working within finance. Soon after that, once I realized that, I started getting my qualifications and started to catch up, just nearly 40, and now I'm a little over the averages. Now, moving into your 40s, this is typically where your earnings will peak. You're earning more than you've ever had before, but most likely you're spending more than you ever have as well. Your average salary at this stage is around about £40,000. Your average savings is still really low at around about £6,000 to £10,000, with a net worth though of £150,000 to £250,000, and that's where all your money's going. This is the decade of responsibility. You might have been helping your kids through school, paying off your mortgage, or seriously thinking about retiring. And I know as I'm coming up to this, this is where I'm thinking, I don't have enough for retirement. I've actually got to do something about it. And that's what this channel's about. The journey about getting financially secure. That doesn't mean being rich. That just means being stable and getting enough money coming in. The net worth breakdown of someone in their 40s is typically the growing home equity position. Almost certainly now with mandatory pensions, you will have a decent-ish pension pot. It might be sort of tens of thousands. Some stocks if you've started investing early. If not, like I said, it's never too late. And then your liabilities are still likely your mortgage, possibly school fees still, and the biggest killer is lifestyle inflation. If you're ahead of these figures, awesome. Congratulations. But if you're behind, do not panic. There's still time to build wealth, and in our other videos, I walk you through how to do that if you're coming up to 40. So link above. Now, into your 50s. This is the decade where retirement planning moves from future you problem to today you problem. On average, your salary has now dipped to just below 40,000, but your average savings have gone up and your net worth has gone up even further. So you're looking at somewhere in the region of 400,000 is your net worth on average. Many people at this time have paid off most of their debts. They've made most of the big financial decisions, and now might be a good time to look at downsizing if your children have left home and you don't need that big house, and you can put that money into future earnings to help with your pension pot. This is a crucial time to solidify your financial future and make sure that you have regular income coming in. And if you don't, start looking into it. Watch some YouTube channels, maybe talk to some actual professionals depending on whether or not you can afford it. So in your 60s and beyond, aka the retirement chapter, you've worked hard all your life. It's time to enjoy your life. Does your bank balance allow you to do that? The average earnings of those that are still working is around about 30,000, with the average savings in their account of about 20,000, but their net worth of somewhere between 400 and 700,000. So this is the decade of financial reflection. You've saved enough to retire, hopefully comfortably. You're living the lifestyle you dreamed of, maybe, maybe not, and your house should be paid off fully or have a very small mortgage left on it. You hopefully will have a pension pot, some investments, and you may have had some inheritance come in that you can use to buffer up all of those other sort of areas. As for liabilities, hopefully at this stage you have very few. If you do, focus on paying those down so you can reduce all of the regular payments you've got coming in monthly. After this journey through life, do you feel average? Are you ahead? Are you behind? The truth is, average doesn't actually tell you the whole story. What matters isn't how much money you've got at this stage. It's what you actually do with that money. Because at the end of the day, a rich life isn't about the number on the bank account. It's about how much joy, freedom, and security that money can give you. So if you're behind, don't feel bad at all. Look at your expenses and see what you can do to actually cut back to allow you to live the life that you want to live. And if you think someone else might enjoy this, feel free to share. Thanks for watching. Welcome to adulthood. In your early 20s, money comes... Blah, blah, blah. Welcome to adulthood. Or... Blah, 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 blah. Welcome to adulthood. Or as I like to... Blah, blah. Welcome to adulthood. Or the... what the...